Hello everybody. So for the poetry, what I'd like to do is read the poem real quick and then go over it, pick it apart, and give you something to work with as you make your way through the assignments and later on the test. So without further ado, let's begin. 1-800-FEAR by Jody Gladding. We'd like to talk to you about fear, they said. So many people live in fear these days. They drove up, all four of them, in a small car. Nice boy, they said. Beautiful dogs, they said. So friendly. The man ahead of the woman, the other two waiting in the drive. I was outside digging up the garden. No one home, I said. What are you selling anyway? I'm not interested, I said. Well, you have a nice day, they said. Here's our card. There's a phone number. You can call any time. Any other houses down this road? Anyone else live here? We'd like to talk to them about living in fear. Pretty strange, right? So just from looking at it, you can tell there's no quotation marks, there's no punctuations, very stream of consciousness type writing. So Jody Gladding is what she's doing. It's very similar to what Raymond Carver did, and everything stuck to him for those that did it, where you just kind of write it as it comes out. Now Jody Gladding does give us some like markers to let us know what's going on. We know where the interactions are happening because she does punch in they said, I said, they said, I said, they said, I said, and you kind of know where the exchange is happening. Now, just a couple pointers. Some really strange behavior going on, right? We'd like to talk to you about fear, they said. So many people live in fear these days. They drove up, all four of them in a small car. So these people are going around house by house, wanting to talk to you about fear. So you kind of imagine them to probably be very intimidating, right? It kind of gives you that, and then the fact that they drive up in their car, it just kind of adds to like the shadiness of it all. And then they compliment the dog. So you wouldn't expect them to be so nice, but they are, like, hey, nice dog. Beautiful dog, nice boy, so friendly. So right away, it kind of throws you off with that. Now, there's another section that does that as well, and that's the one that kind of got me, the one that kind of made me laugh a little bit, is when the narrator, he's outside digging in the garden, and right away he tells them, no one home, like, no one home, I said. Like, no one's here. Like, detaching himself from the house. Like, I don't live here. Leave me alone. And right away he asked him, like, what are you selling anyway? Because I'm not interested. Now, why would he do? Why would you ask somebody what they're selling and then tell them they're not interested? Hey, what are you selling, dude? I don't want it. Makes no sense, right? Makes no sense. You wouldn't expect that from somebody. But he did. And these guys, the people that are supposed to be preaching about fear, they're like very nice and understanding for some reason. Instead of being mad or scary or intimidating, they're just like, well, have a nice day. Here's our card, here's a phone number, you can call anytime. Are there any other houses down the road that we can go talk to? We want to talk to them about living in fear. So there's a lot of like irony and whatnot going on. Like, you expect one thing and then they kind of switch it up on you. But the real message is when you really dig deep, once you've read this like 2-3 times, that quick read I had you guys do about, how we kind of like deal with fear or express fear in our everyday lives. Think about that when you read it again. How are these people reacting to fear? How are these people expressing fear? And that's when you really start to see it. So what are the way that they're doing stuff? Why are they doing what they're doing? Why are they staying in the car? Why did the person tell them, hey, what are you selling? I'm not interested. Like, why react that way? Why act that way? So think about that as you read through this poem. Now, all three of the poems have to do with fear, but they all do it in their own little way. So with that said, let's go to poem number 2.